So I was thinking this class that we would focus a little bit of our intention around just kind of like emotional clearing of the energy. So we're going to work first with the mental body and the breath to kind of get us out of our minds and kind of allow those like top layers to kind of clear through a lot of like movement and breath work. And then we're gonna, and we'll do some inversion work so that we again can reorient, kind of get us more into our physicality. And then we'll try to do some postures around the hips to really just, again, try to continue to kind of let dissipate out this emotional energy. Because I just don't think we can say it enough that even if we're not like personally feeling very affected by the COVID epidemic, there's just so much energy around us that we could be absorbing. And even just not even processing quite fully that all this that's been disrupted within our body, and all those things, sometimes our mind can kind of take over and we don't necessarily feel the effects, and there's other parts of our body that kind of need that chance to reset and to release. And so we'll try to get some of that kind of energy to move through. So kind of see this as a practice to kind of energetically, emotionally kind of release and rejuvenate. So that hopefully you feel a little bit more settled and a little bit more inner calm. So that'll be our intention today. So close your eyes and take a few moments to settle into your body. So start with your breath. And I want you to make this intention for your practice today, if you will, that no matter how you witness your emotional responses to what's going on, be they be very skillful and mindful, or whether you've noticed habits that come up that you wish weren't there, or you notice maybe you're eating more, sleeping more, drinking more, that we can provide a way of not looking at those behaviors with so much harshness or judgment, but rather compassion. Not that we get out of jail free or excuses to act in ways that are harmful for ourselves, but also it's okay sometimes to be real with the fact that this does disrupt something inside us. Anytime we change our habits, our social norms, that it's okay to have responses to that. It's okay for them not to always be skillful. It's okay to sometimes not be your best self. So I wondered if we can allow this circle of connection to be one in which compassion lies, and kind of an allowance that at times, sometimes we just have to kind of do what we got to do for ourselves. And so you can extend that into your practice today if you like. Take a couple deep breaths and just keep meeting yourself. And then we'll join our hands at our hearts with that passion to whatever we'll find on the mat today, and we'll chant an Om together. Take a deep breath in. Om. And then as you feel ready, you can come to your yoga mat, or come to, we'll come to downward facing dog on our yoga mat. So tucking the toes under, we're gonna come all the way back. And again, if you want to pedal the legs a bit, start to move around. Kind of letting the hips sway side to side. And then we're going to settle into just a hold for a second. And I want you to keep the shoulders fixed in place, but as you lift the heels and you lift the hips, try to keep those shoulders in place. You're using the core muscles. And then exhale, lower the heels down. So inhale, lifting up. Exhale, settling down. 3 more times. Inhale, toning the belly. Exhale. Inhale, broadening through collarbones, relaxing head. Exhale. And then inhale, and then exhale. And then inhale, come forward into plank. And then exhale, knees down, child's pose. And then inhale, cat posture, or inhale, cow posture. Exhale, cat. And then long spine, inhale, exhale. Do it again. Inhale, plank. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, long spine, all fours. Exhale. 3 more times just like that. Inhaling, really letting yourself move with that slow, continuous breath. So if you need to go slower or faster, please do that. Really sync up that movement with breath so that it feels like it's this nice, easy thread. Maybe stretching out the breath a bit. One more time. And then settling into down dog and stillness or movement if you'd like. Go ahead and turn your left foot to face kind of out and down like a warrior one. And as you lift that left hip away from the floor, bend your right. See if you can reach your left palm away from your left hip. Let neck go, nice deep stretch. And then switch it out. You'll turn the left toes to face back forward, your right toes face out. Again, as you lift the right outer hip, bend the left knee. And then direct your right palm away from your right heel. Head is heavy. We're feeling that stretch. You like the side body, side rim of hip. And then coming back to neutral, and then nice and slowly walking your feet to your hands. Then when you get there, just kind of like a wave-like motion across the spine. You can keep your knees soft. And you can make that go side to side. You can bubble the lips if you like, or sigh. And then coming to neutral, grabbing onto those elbows and feeling your elbows heavy. It's almost like the scapula kind of drips away from the lumbar spine. You could shake the head out. And that same thing, go side to side, or maybe front to back. Maybe it's kind of a bouncy movement. Maybe it's more swirly. Kind of see what intuitively feels good. Then release your hands, bend those knees, and lengthen your tailbone so you feel the weight shift into your heels and slowly, slowly come up to standing. Then just taking a moment to let your head come over the heart, feeling your heels. So give yourself a second to rebalance. Then we're going to take a deep breath, inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to curl into a ball. Okay, so in this ball, I want you to feel your core work and your head relax. You're going to step back with your left leg and it's reverse warrior. That's your inhale. On the exhale, curl it in. With your right leg, step back, reverse warrior. Inhale, exhale, come in. You're going to keep going. So move slow in case you get dizzy. Inhale, exhale. You can go out through your mouth, and it may not be your perfect reverse warrior. This is really just a breath practice with movement. So if you need to go a little slower to find your steps, do that. We'll do one more on each side. And I'm opening my mouth to exhale. And inhale, sweep the arms out to the side. And then exhale, forward fold. Long spine, inhale. And then step on back to plank pose. Take a moment in plank, and again, you might lift the hips one at a time. Kind of get a little torso twisting. So I'm just kind of spinning the hips and keeping my shoulders nice and firm. And you can go fast or slow. And then as you're ready, coming back to downward facing dog. Really working the breath. So overriding the sense of trying to get the pose right, really letting the breath be the focal area. Step your right leg forward between your hands and turn so that you're in a wide leg forward fold. And so we're going to take the left hand down and we're going to inhale and then exhale. Inhale, exhale. And I can let my head kind of drop the whole time. And let the kind of jaw feel heavy. And again, just focusing mainly on the breath. So I'm trying to keep my hips somewhat stable just so I can feel the rotation, but it's okay if your hips are moving. We're not too overly focused on the alignment, more into the breath. We'll do one more on each side. And now we're going to bend and straighten the legs. Bend and straighten the legs. So you can breathe. And if you'd like to, again, adding kind of that hand on thigh and twist, you can. If you want to keep the arms out to the side. Again, just inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. If you want to go a little deeper and turn the toes, go ahead. So not too upright with the head for right now. So we're trying to, again, release some of that mental energy and get really spacious mentally. So that, when I say spacious, I just mean that you're not like too in your head about things. That there's a sense of more peace and tranquility, if that's possible today. And then go ahead and take that quarter turn back and then downward facing dog. Breath in and breath out. So we're going to do some squat dogs. We're going to take a nice big squat, and then we're going to inhale into plank. And then we're going to exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. 5 more. So starting to wake up the legs a little bit more. Long through your spine. The core is nice and strong. 1 more time. And then go ahead and set the knees down. Come into like a modified upward dog where your knees are down. There's still a lot of press away from the mat to protect your low back. And just let the hips sway side to side. Kind of getting a little elongation on the front of the pelvis, the front of the hips. And then breathing, maybe there's some stillness. And then to child's pose, exhale. A little warm up for the shoulders. We're going to come forward. I'll keep the knees down for this, hips forward. Then we'll kind of continue to let you work that core string so that the hips would come back. May not feel the core as much. So I'm going to inhale, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Again, I'm going pretty quick. You might be in a slower kind of energy today, so that's okay, and you can just slow it down. I can be a very small push-up, so I could just come forward and just kind of mini push-up, and that's fine. 4 more. One more time. Child's pose. This time the hands flip up so that you can grab onto your opposite hand. Let the shoulders melt away from the back of the heart. And just kind of catch your breath. Feel the ripples of that movement. And then one more little synchronized breath and movement. We'll come to all fours posture. So we're going to extend the left leg and the right arm out. So inhale. Then exhale, we're going to come forward, mini chaturanga. Inhale to tabletop. Exhale to 3-limb down dog. Okay, so we come to spinal balance. Inhale. Exhale, a little mini chaturanga. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So I'm keeping really strong through my left leg. One more time. Stay here and breathe. Take another breath in and out. And then lower your left leg to meet your right. Pause and down dog and just breathe. And then go ahead and set your knees down again. So last side to the right leg extends back, the left arm extends forward. So we inhale, we get a lot of length. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, you can add the arm or not. Exhale. And then inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then just keep going at your own pace. It's okay if you're doing less of these than I am because you're going a little slower. So isometric work for that back body. Then one more. And then hold it here. And then let the leg come down. And then again, pedal. Breathe in, breathe out, and then again, walk towards the top of the mat. The shakes felt good, shake. Otherwise, if the stillness feels good, hook those thumbs in your elbow crooks. Stillness or bobbing around. Again, letting the scapula feel heavy as you let the elbows almost like start to bring the weight down towards your feet. You can even wiggle your toes. Then releasing the hands, roll up nice and slow. Then just taking an extra moment to stand tall and just kind of feel what's happening energetically in your body. Kind of notice the energy on the upper half of your body, the lower, the middle, maybe it's evenly spread. Just connecting into how you're experiencing the body. We'll start with some flow. So as we're ready, we're going to inhale and stretch. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, long spine. Step your right leg back on the exhale, knee down. It's just a simple Anjaneyasana. So if you'd like any other arm variations, feel free. We'll just take an extra breath here. Inhale. And then exhale, hands down, plank pose. Deep breath in. We're going to exhale, drop the knees, heels to our butt, little chaturanga. And then legs straight, an upward dog with your knees down or up. Lift the legs, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Right leg lifts. Step it forward between your hands, left knee down. Breathe in, breathe out. Another breath in on the exhale, hands down, step and fold forward. Long spine. Exhale. Arms all the way up, stretch. Exhale, hands to the heart. Arms stretch up, inhale. Exhale, fold. Long spine. Exhale, we're gonna take the left leg back, high lunge. So take your time. Inhale and settle in, exhale. Another breath, inhale. And then exhale, hands down, plank pose. And then come forward, knees down, heels up. Little baby chaturanga. And then straighten the legs. And again, this time, if you want to lift the hips, do that. The knees down, heels back, tuck toes, downward facing dog. Then the left leg lifts. We step it forward for a high lunge. You always stick with low lunge. Inhale, exhale. And then inhale, exhale, step and fold. Nice long breath, inhale. Exhale, and all the way up to standing. Maybe there's a flat back. And then exhale. Inhale, the arms come up. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, long spine again. Exhale, fold. Long spine, inhale. On the breath, exhale. Right leg back. You're going to come into a warrior one. So set it up however you need. Inhale, the arms come up. Exhale, the arms come to the heart. Now from the heart, lift up towards the hands. And on the exhale, hands down to the floor. Plank pose, inhale. Same vinyasa, knees down, heels back. Feel that kind of squeezing of the glutes. Chaturanga, knees down or up, upward facing dog. Then knees down, heels back, downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Right leg's gonna lift. Step it forward between your hands, set up for warrior one. As you're ready, inhale, lift. Exhale, hands to the heart. Then inhale, heart lifts towards the hands. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step and fold forward. Long spine, inhale. Exhale, fold. All the way up to standing. Inhale, exhale, chair pose. Breath in. Exhale, sit a little deeper. Inhale, straighten the arms and legs, reach up. Exhale, fold. Long spine. Left leg's gonna step back. We're gonna go into warrior two. So reach up, inhale. Exhale, settle in. Arms reach up, get long through your side waist, and then exhale again. Then a reverse warrior, inhale, and then exhale all the way down to the mat. Breath in, and then knees down, exhale. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in and out. Left leg lifts. It's warrior two on your exhale. So I'm going to turn and face away. Inhale. Exhale, settle in. Arms reach up, inhale. And then exhale, they settle back down. Reverse your warrior. Inhale. Cartwheel your hands to the floor. Exhale. Plank pose. Knees down. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. And then breathe in. Breathe out. Bend those knees. Hop or step forward. Long spine. Exhale all the way up to standing. Chair pose. Exhale. Stay for a couple extra breaths. Then bring your hands to your heart. Inhale. Then as your right leg sweeps back, we're going to come into a warrior three. So take your time. Breathing in, breathing out. So you can inhale the arms forward, and you can exhale the arms back. And then one more time, arms forward, then the left knee, and land warrior one. Now inhale, exhale, bind the arms. Inhale, open the chest, and then exhale, humble warrior. And we're gonna stay here. Start to build a little heat. Let the head go, feel the strength of your core. Feel that back leg as an extra anchor. So see if you can really find that whole back foot. Then as you're ready, we're gonna inhale, reach up. And then exhale, hands to the floor. We'll come to downward facing dog. And then nice and slowly, we're gonna roll our way to upward facing dog. And roll our way to downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. We're gonna take that right leg and lift it up. And we're gonna come into a warrior three. So taking your time, coming all the way in. Then we're gonna inhale the arms forward, exhale, wash them back. And then again, bending the knee, we're gonna come into that warrior one. And then we're gonna exhale the hands back. Lift that chest, inhale, and then it's a humble warrior. Relax the jaw. Find that back foot. And as you're ready, inhale, come on up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Downward facing dog. Rolling your way all the way into upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, rolling your way back. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and then hopping or stepping forward, top of your mat. Long spine, inhale. Folding on exhale, bend the knees, chair pose. In and exhale. And then arms lift up, stretch. And then exhale, hands to the heart. Just kind of pause. I did a lot of quicker movements. So just kind of noticing how you've landed in your body now. Again, those effects that we start to feel. The more we move, the more our practice continues. So as you're ready, you're going to breathe in, take a big breath, and then we're going to exhale, forward fold. And then we're going to step the left leg back, the right leg back. We're going to standing splits. So I'm in my standing splits and I'm hugging the left hip in a bit so that I'm not hanging out in that left hip joint. Feeling whatever type of hamstring works. So I do have the hip rolled, but I could also roll the hip down and I might get more of a hamstring stretch. I'm just gonna feel that out. Breath in, breath out. And then go ahead and step that leg way back behind you and then bring your hands forward inside your left foot, knee down. And then I might want blocks or fists because I'm gonna lift the chest. So I want there to be a little bit of a back arch here. And untuck your toes if you'd like. So breathing in and out. Really lifting up through the chest as I reach back through that front hip all the way to the back inner thigh, to the foot. Breathing in and out. One more breath. And then as you're ready, the hands are going to come down, and I'm going to start to straddle that left foot with my hand. And I'm going to start to straighten the back leg, and I'm going to pop up for a moment. So I want to come into like that halfway lift where I can hug the left hip in and back. And I'm going to come to a halfway lift, and I can continue lengthening forward. Maybe that feels good. The hands could fly back, the hands could fly forward, or I could even tuck and curl in if that would feel good. Breathing in and out. So letting, again, noticing if your knee tends to point out or in and trying to center it up, which can help distribute the weight evenly through the thigh bone. Okay, just like we started, I'm going to step in and I'm going to, instead of standing splits, now I'm into half moon. So I can keep my hands down, or I can start to peel that right arm and the right waist up. Really feeling, again, now the groin start to open. So I might need to bend the left knee if I start to notice that knee wiggle away from the center of the foot. So listen up, the landing is going to be kind of like a straight leg warrior 2 into triangle pose. So you can just kind of take a brief pause there. And if you need a block, blocks can be super helpful to be right here on top, on the high setting, low setting, if you don't have a block. Long through the tailbone, even if that top hip starts to angle down a bit. I'm going to gaze at my kneecap, find the breath, breathing in, breathing out. Go ahead, take another couple breaths. Then as you're ready, we're going to come back down to that same lunge. So the knee comes down. So there could be some new expressions of that. So you could rock back and grab a hold of that foot and then come back forward, hands inside edge. That's just a different variation, right? I could just reach the heel to my bum. Another variation. Find what works for you. It can always just be the same thing again, just kind of noticing what's there as you revisit. Couple more really deep breaths. Okay, as you're ready, we're going to plant the hands and we're going to come back to downward facing dog. So I'm going to either give you a chance to stay in a prolonged downward facing dog, could be dolphin,
something else, or if you want to go through that vinyasa flow of plank chaturanga, upward dog, or you've kind of been playing with different ways to get into upward dog. So I want you to kind of experiment with what you want. And on our way back to the top of the mat, we're going to step the left leg forward again, and then we're going to go into a wider legs forward fold. So we're going to heel toe our legs, maybe to the outside edges of the mat, or maybe we're going to get somewhere where we're like, yeah, I think that's good. And for me, I'm going to keep my palms down, but I'm going to try to spread my sitting bones. So I might just get some different sensations here. Some people can put their forearms on the mat. You could explore that. Getting closer to like a straddle stretch here. So I'm kind of keeping my core a little active. I'm not really rounding and releasing. I want to somewhat have some stability through my center. You can play with that. Breathe in and breathe out. And then kind of heel toe your legs in a bit, quarter turn, and you're just going to step to the top of the mat. Breath in and breath out. And then come into that squat pose. And we're going to take that right leg and hook it on top of the left for a figure four. So if I need to come up a bit and then sit back down. Then from here, I'm going to fold into it. So I might need a block. Breath in and breath out. So I'm definitely trying to get the weight to come back so that my left knee rather, my left ankle somewhat get aligned, right? So the hips go back further. I can feel the glutes start to stretch. Okay, one more deep breath. Then as you're ready, we're gonna swing that leg out to the side and kind of hold it up a bit. Again, hugging up that hip. Then we're gonna sweep it back for a curtsy squat. And we're gonna do this about 5 times, out to the side, curtsy squat. Out to the side, curtsy squat. 3 more. 2. And 1. And then step together. Arms reach up, inhale. Exhale to the heart. Just tune in, find that connection to your body. As you're ready, inhale, the arms come up. Exhale, fold. I'm going to switch the orientation of my mat so you get a little bit better feel of that. The left leg lifts up and it's standing splits. So again, I can square the hips, and that might be a different sensation for the glutes and the hamstrings, or I could lift the hips a bit. So just kind of feeling that out. Really working hamstring, glute strength if I'm here. And then as I'm ready, I'm going to step it back, knee down. I'm going to walk the right foot over to the side edge of the mat. And then this is where I'm in that lunge with that back arc. So again, blocks can be helpful, or books here. Again, I'm trying to get that sensation of softening through that frontal hip, all the way to the inner thigh, all the way to the top of the foot. So maybe you track that with your breath, that opening there. Breathing in and breathing out. And as you're ready, you're going to remove a block. If you have it, wiggle that right foot forward. Spin your back heel flat. I do have my heels separated, and then pop up halfway. And this is a good chance to kind of check out your hip points so that both hip points point forward. Then again, I'm hip hinging. So I do have, again, the pelvis tipping forward, and I can decide arms back, arms forward, folding in, what feels good. And I'm really wanting to make sure that my back foot is active, and this kneecap of the front foot is facing up, so it's not turning out, not turning in, kind of reorienting that. Take some deep breaths. And as you feel ready, friends, we'll bend that right knee, and we're going to come into standing split, but now we turn it open to half moon. So if I had a block, might be a great way to work this shape. Once again, knee tracking the center of the foot, so that can't happen with the straight leg. I'll bend the leg, and I can still work this top leg lifting up and away. Drishti could be down, that's your gaze, can be up. Then as I want a smooth landing towards a straight leg, warrior two, might have to reposition and then triangle shape. Make a nice kind of tilting of the pelvis to accommodate a feeling of spaciousness in my lumbar. So if I didn't have a block, I could press the shin into my hand and my hand into my shin. Breath in and out. And then as you're ready, we're gonna come back and revisit that lunge again. So hands down, we turn. And again, it could look the exact same. Or if I'm wanting to back it up and grab a spine, so I have the same arm and the same leg, I could come forward, come onto a block, and just kind of play with this shape. So it's not a twist. We're trying to keep the chest facing down. And again, if there's a room for a back bend, or I could just stabilize. For 3, for 2. Let it go nice and slow. And then downward facing dog. Could be a long pause to hold, kind of integrate. Could be a traditional vinyasa. Then as you're ready, right leg forward, and then take a quarter turn to revisit that, again, straddle stretch. So I'm gonna go a little bit further out, but I've gotta make sure that I do have a kind of like a feeling that I'm not letting my ankles roll and my inner arch collapse, right? I wanna feel that I can feel both sides of the foot. So that's why sometimes the hands down with like straight arms works, but you can always explore the forearms as well. You might notice if you favor a leg with that, if you could sense that for your inner body. Noticing if there's any rigidity or feeling of locking through the joints, you could play with that. Kind of like softening the joint, seeing what happens with the pelvis, trying to straighten a bit. And then as you feel ready, we'll slowly bring our hands up, heel toe your legs to a safe distance in order to turn and then step towards the top of your mat. Baby squat. And then we're gonna hook the ankle on top for that figure 4. Then I'm gonna sit back. Maybe I have a block to fold, watching that knee ankle alignment. Breathing in and out. And then slowly unraveling, and that leg kind of shifts out to the side, and then we do that curtsy squat. And then the leg out to the side, and then a curtsy squat. 3 more. 2. And 1. And then stepping together, inhale, arms stretch. And then exhale, hands to the heart. Release the hands down. Take a few deep breaths here. Maybe wiggling your toes. As you're ready, inhale, stretch, and then exhale, forward fold. Long spine, and then exhale, we're gonna come down to kneeling. I'm gonna face you for this, and I'm gonna have a block. So maybe or maybe not that you have a block. So you can sit on pillows, a rolled up blanket. I'm gonna have the block high like this so that I can let my knees come together. My heels are outside my hips. I'm flat on my feet. I'm gonna show you a variation if this doesn't work. And then I'm gonna take that right foot forward. So again, I'm on my shin. So I could also sit like this if it doesn't work for me to do what I'm showing you. This is too much for the knee. So I'm gonna grab a strap. You have a dish towel that works, anything at all. And it could just be that for you today, you're just gonna lift that leg, maybe bring it up parallel. Some of you might could lasso the strap and we'll straighten the leg, lifting the chest. So we're gonna lift the chest, a little bit of Navasana here, a goat pose. So I'm bringing the chest forward, the shoulders onto my back. Breathe. And then taking the strap into one hand and opening it out to the side. So it gets a little tricky. Try not to rock back so that you're scooping the tailbone under, but feeling your sitting bones root. Doesn't matter how far apart. Breathing in and out. And then bringing that leg down into center. We're going to switch the strap and we're going to open to a twist. So my leg is just right at that neutral part. I'm not necessarily in a hip stretch, but I could bring it across if I wanted. Big stretch across the chest. And then go ahead and bring that foot down flat to the floor. Flat to the floor. We're going to twist towards the bent leg. So I'm going to use that right arm to press into my right thigh, maybe kind of remove a little skin from my hip crease, and then turn and twist. I could make a fist. I could kind of lay my hand down. Prayer twist works too. Try to move the belly a little bit, kind of pulling it back a bit, and then kind of bringing it through. So you can feel a lot of good core work happening here. Nice deep breaths, as much as you can, being in a twist. More focusing the breath to the chest area, right? So we can still focus the breath to areas that aren't kind of restricted. And then slowly unwinding. Take a breath in and out. If you need to undo that for a moment to get some circulation back, you can step forward for a moment. You can shake it out. So then I'm going to go ahead and just place that right knee and shin down. So I'm ready for the second side. You can always come into it a different way. So you can kind of switch it up. Okay, so two legs can be very different in your experiences of these shapes. So totally fine if you need to change it up. So again, just lifting the leg is good core work. Try and practice that long spine. When you're ready, extend the leg if that's a possibility. Reaching through that inner thigh, that heel, shoulders on your back. Trying to avoid that leaning back and like hammocking the chest. So do your best to sit up nice and tall. And then we'll grab the strap in the same arm to bring the leg out. And again, this is kind of a tricky pose, so just work with whatever you have. Doesn't have to be your biggest. Breathing in and out. And then bringing the leg back to the midline, switching the hand that has the strap again, and now we twist. You got it. And then slowly releasing the foot down. You can release the strap. And then again, I'm going to kind of remove some of the skin from my hip crease by pressing into my thigh. The right arm comes up, and I'm going to twist. So I kind of like sometimes that pressing of my elbow to my thigh. Kind of gives me a nice little stretch there. And then hands to the heart. Again, really trying to turn and move the belly, focusing the breath more into the chest area. Or maybe the upper back area. You got it, one more breath in and out. Then releasing again. I'm going to step forward to kind of release it all. Shake the hips out. Then I'm going to walk towards the front edge of my mat. Long spine, remember I step on back. And again, I have those options to do plank pose, something else. You could hold downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. Then as you're ready, bring your knees down to the mat. And then we're going to come onto our backs to integrate a little bit of core work in. So just finding your spine, kind of feeling your body reorient to now being on your back. We haven't been on our back yet at all. So feeling that out. So the knees are going to go wide for this core work. You can first just grab onto your shins and kind of feel a little groin stretch to start with. We are going to press those heels together. So I can take my hands back behind my head to kind of let the head be hammocked in the arms. Elbows point up. And then as I lift the shoulders, right, I press the feet up and away. And then bend the knees, the legs externally rotate. And then exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So I'm going a little bit of a diagonal. You're welcome to go straight up, or you can go out further. We're not pulling on the neck, so try to let it organically, the curvature happen, and your head's just following that. Breathing in and out, this is nice and slow. External rotation, neutral. Five more. Really feeling those heels press together. And then grabbing onto the fronts of the shins, letting the legs relax. And again, I can kind of turn my thighs out. So I release from my hip creases out to my inner knees, then from my inner knees to my inner ankles. And just breathe. You can wiggle toes or roll the ankles. Breathing in and out. Okay, the legs are gonna go right back up, and then I'm gonna place this foot into like a tree pose. So for me, it kind of has to kind of be placed kind of around the knee. We're gonna take a deep breath. We're gonna exhale, we're gonna lift up, and I'm gonna try and use this foot to lift that thigh. We're gonna twist over to the right. And then release. I can always relax the foot down if I need to. We have 4 more of these. So leg comes up. And again, I'm going to use that foot to kind of release that thigh up and out of the hip socket, twisting over to the right. Come back to center and down. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale, lengthen through your tailbone, lift. Inhale and exhale again, twist to the right. Keep that thigh. Release. Inhale, exhale. Exhale and twist. Release. You got this. Good, then release. And then you're gonna let that right leg extend, let the left leg come into tree. Just open up through that hip flexor. So that can be intense to your hip flexor sometimes. So you might even put your hands at your pelvis. You could even take a little bit of a side body stretch. I could grab onto my right hand with my left hand and kind of pull towards my bent leg. I might want to flatten the foot as if I am standing on it for that, and just kind of see how that works. And then from here, keep that foot in tree, but this time we're going to kind of roll to the outer right hip. My right hand touches my left thigh, and my left arm reaches on the diagonal. It is on the diagonal. So again, I'm kind of pulling my knee towards the floor. At the same time, I'm reaching my arm away. So I get this nice kind of sweet stretch maybe through my hip and kind of an opening through that side body. My hand and shoulder are not on the mat. If I were to pull less with my hand, they would go down. So you can kind of temper, do you want more hip, more chest? What feels good? And then a neutral hips. So just bring both feet flat for a moment, just kind of neutralize that out. If you want to bridge, bridge is a great way to neutralize that out. And as you're ready, we're going to take the left leg up and the right leg comes towards tree pose. And again, I kind of have to turn my foot a bit to find a little crook here. Arms reach up, we inhale, and then we exhale, use that foot to lift the thigh, and then twist to the left. Release. 4 more. Really use your breath work here. And it's not when it's staying too long. Last one. Active through your feet. And then slowly coming down. And again, tree pose, but on your back. And I noticed that I kind of lean towards the right, so I can kind of feel my left shoulder and left hip maybe broaden away from that a bit, just to get a little bit more opening across the hip flexors. And then we're going to take that foot. It stays right where it is, but now we just roll to the outer left hip. Left arm comes to the right thigh, and I'm kind of pulling it down as my right arm reaches across. And again, I can kind of temper shoulder down, thigh down, and kind of like maybe it's even a little waffling back and forth to kind of find a sweet spot. And then as you're ready, we'll neutralize again. So that can be both feet flat on the mat, hands at the hips, bridge pose can be a great way to neutralize. So when I mean neutralize, I mean that the hips aren't turning out or in, that we have a neutral pelvis, just to kind of integrate everything towards a more aligned core. And then let it come down. Feel into your own body and kind of notice what finishing shapes might interest you. So it could be going back upside down, another kind of held bridge pose might be nice. You might want some internal rotation, just to kind of feel that in your hips. Happy baby works. Just let the legs come up, roll the ankles. If you wanted a quad stretch, you could roll to your belly and bring a thigh back. So I want to give you a few moments. I'm going to go onto my belly. I think that one sounds good to me. This is like one final kind of quad hip flexor stretch. So I'm keeping it really easy. Not too long, just enough to kind of touch it one more time if I wanted that. And then as you're ready, you're going to come into your final shapes, whatever that looks like. You want to have blocks anywhere to support you. So I have a bolster today. If you had something like this, like if you don't have yoga props, I don't know why you'd have anything that looks like this in your house. But a rolled up blanket can be somewhat like this. And I'm just going to place the block here. So again, it could be a stack of books. If you don't have this at home, it's totally fine. You don't need it. And I'm just going to provide a chance to kind of let my head lift up a bit, as long as it doesn't bother my neck. And I might like bent knees, straight legs, wide legs, right? But any place that I can allow my heart to feel maybe slightly above my hips. It's okay if it doesn't feel like that, if you're just laying flat. And so I want you to drop into your breath. We're going to focus the breath as if it can be like we're kind of drawing it all the way down, as if we could breathe into our pelvic bowl. And on the exhale, I want you to imagine like there's like this vacuum that could kind of pull out any kind of excess energy there, heaviness. So we're just going to breathe into our pelvis. And as that breath goes in, it's like revitalizing breath. So maybe you imagine it's a color. And as you breathe out, it's just like, you know, like anything that might have gotten kind of stuck and lodged in there. You don't even have to name the emotion or know anything. Just do this for a few more rounds of breath. And then join a hand at the heart, or you could just imagine, you know, if you want to just lay your hands on your pelvis, just connect your awareness to your heart. And I want you to imagine that your heart had this kind of warming fluid in it. And you're going to hook up the sides of your pelvis from this warming heart energy of compassion, care, right? It's going to draw this nice warm fluid. Maybe you have a temperature that feels better into your pelvis and then back up. So it's kind of like we're recirculating energy from the pelvis to the heart. So you can kind of set it up with your mind's eye, so it's almost like you're imagining it, so you may not see it. And then just let it go for the remainder of the time that we have, just about a minute. Revitalizing this region with the energy of the heart, warmth, compassion, care. Really opening to whatever experience you're having with your emotional body today. Maybe you're able to kind of release. Maybe you felt an energetic release, and maybe you didn't. It's okay. Our intentions are very powerful, and especially with whatever we put our intention on. Where our awareness goes, our energy flows. So even placing our awareness on an area of our body is powerful. Placing our intention on releasing out things that feel heavy, stuck, is powerful. Whether you have a real visceral feel of that, or whether it's that you're paying attention to your body in a new way. Just let go of that meditation. As you feel ready, you can kind of roll over onto your side, or maybe if you're laying in a position similar to mine, you might just slowly push yourself up. Coming back into a seated position of any sort. Kind of close our practice today. So resting your hands on your heart, taking 5 deep breaths. Joining mind, joining body, joining emotions, joining spirit, joining your entirety and our community. One final Om together, deep breath in. Thank you for practicing today. My hope is that this practice will inspire all of us to find so much compassion for our emotional responses to things in our life that are unpredictable, unplanned, but basically in their essence, just troubling, right? Disturbing. That we can allow ourselves to be human in our experience and not expect that sometimes these hiccups in life that we should just feel like steady, even keeled and steady. So from my compassionate heart, touching your compassionate heart, namaste. Thank you.